And now to talk more about this, we have former Senator and Defense Secretary Orly Mercado. Thanks for joining us again today.
It's a pleasure. Good morning.
All right po. What's your reaction about China's recent policy?
Well, they're ratcheting up their moves in terms of the confrontation. I think what is very important for us to remember is that this is a question of presence. If you look back, nagkaroon na ng mga pagkukulang in the past. We did not keep our eye on the ball and well, we did not spend enough resources to develop our own capabilities. And we're both to blame and circumstances, priorities, talagang hindi naman natin masisisi. Nung pinagpapawala na tayo mangisda roon, talagang obvious that we're already constructing military structures and islands in violation of international law. The government is sworn to protect the territory and sovereignty. If you're not doing it, then you are remiss in your functions. And I'm very glad that the position of the government now is to really bravely and resolutely assert our sovereignty. And now we are able to do it largely because of the fact that things have also developed. Mas maganda yung hand natin ngayon dahil sa kailangan tayo, we need our allies, we need our neighbors, but at the same time, they also need us.
That's right.
Largely because of the fact that nagkakaroon ng question ng potential problem na malaki ang Taiwan. So, noong una, we were prisoners of geography. We're still prisoners of geography.
Yes.
But we can use now the geographic propinquity or the closeness to the areas that are going to be a potential problem for our advantage. And we have friends and allies. Ang importante lang dito, I think what we should have is we should rally around the government's position, regardless of our problems. And it's easier to say, no? I'm not going to put, and I have never been in the habit of assigning motives, no? To those people who disagree. Pero yung mga disagreement natin, let's keep it with ourselves. Ang problema sa atin is that we fail to realize that talagang may advantages ang demokrasya, pero may disadvantages yan. We have an open society. Napaka-porous ng borders natin. Ang dali naman bilhin ng visa o kung kinakailangan. Meron tayong mga pagkukulang in terms of corruption, etc. But that is also present in China.
Yes.
They're not such a country that walang corruption, walang problema, but closed ang society nila. Tayo open. Now, that openness can be both an advantage and a disadvantage. Where it is a disadvantage, we must learn to adapt. And let us not compound the situation by quarreling openly. And let us keep to, kung meron kayong mga suggestions, and there are many ways by which we can bring this to the government. But we should be standing behind the government on a matter of territorial integrity and sovereignty.
I agree with that, Sec Orly. No? Ang question ko is, you were mentioning a while ago about what the government now is doing is possibly succeeding because nag-react na po ang China with this new policy. Ang question is, Sec Orly, now should the government continue on this path of being persistent in sending sending our fishermen, sending our Coast Guard boats, despite of the water cannons, tuloy-tuloy po po natin to, and then we'll wait and see if they really will detain us. And in case na makulitan ng China, do you think they will take it a step further, aside from their threat of detention?
Alam mo, pag ang isang bansa ay hindi military power, what it can use is not only soft power, but it can use also its capabilities that make them creative, that make them innovative, and that make them different. Kahit na yung kanilang founding chairman ng Communist Party, si Mao Zedong, pag binasa mo yung kanyang mga asymmetrical warfare ang tinuturo niya, kaya nanalo sila eh. Ang kalaban nila, nationalist Chinese, sila Chiang Kai-shek, backed by the Americans pa yan. But they were able to win over the people with creativity, with people's war, a war of attrition. And sa atin, we can apply the same things. Tama naman yung ginagawa natin ngayon eh. Matagal na namin sinasabi nung araw, let's put our own militia.
Yes.
Let's utilize our own fishermen. Yung ginagawa sa atin, yan ay hindi bago eh.
Right.
Mas dapat creative tayo. Marami tayong maiisip ng mga paraan. Parang minsan, kumbaga sa ano ang lahat ng, hindi naman lahat ng sinuntok natin yung talagang pambabagsak eh. Pero yung jab is sometimes a prelude to a hook or an uppercut. And so,
That's right.
that should be, and we should do everything that we can do, both in the diplomatic realm and in the, uniformed services realm, like the Coast Guard, the Navy, Air Force, and the Marines.
But do you think po that this policy will lead to bigger implications rather than the harassment in the West Philippine Sea? Kasi according nga po kay former senior Supreme Court Associate Justice Carpio, sa UNCLOS natin, only coastal state has sovereign rights and jurisdiction over its EEZ. And by bigger implications, ay makakalaban din po ng China, of course, yung iba pang claimants sa South China Sea.
Alam niyo, si Justice Carpio has been a beacon of strength and innovation and clear thinking. Sa akin, marami siyang mga moves, marami siyang mga suggestions that we should listen to. He gave, in a recent meeting that we've had in Ateneo, he gave a very important, ngayon, I'm not at liberty to say all of these things. But the point what I'm trying to raise is that we have to be present there. Ang importante, this is all a matter of presence. Bakit? Paano ba, lagi kong inuulit-ulit, paano ba yung mga malalakas na bansa, paano na nakukuha yung bagong teritoryo? Pwede, katulad ng Russia, invasion ng Ukraine, annexation ng areas, Crimea, yung malapit sa kanila. Pero pwede rin bilhin. Katulad ng Russia, binili nila, pinenta nila sa Amerikano yung Alaska long time ago. Tapos, o kaya, effective occupation. We should be present there. Constant yan.
Yes.
The Malaysians, nagtayo ng kanilang industry doon na tourism. Tayo, ang mga fisher folk natin na doon, yun ang supportahan natin na maigi. Kung kinakailangan harap-harapan, tapatan din yung kanilang, what you call this, yung kanilang maritime militia. Ganun din, kaya rin naman natin yan sa guerrilla warfare. Hindi naman, kung tayo matatakot, bakit pa tayo nagkakaroon ng armed forces para labanan ng sinisigaw pa natin yung pag kinakanta na sa manlulupig, di tayo pasisihil. Ang mamatay ng dahil sa iyo. Tapos binuhusan ka lang ng host, tapos ayaw ka na, suko ka na. Hindi naman nuclear war ka agad yan kung tutusin. And we should have, you should know that when we draw a red line, we follow it and we show our strength. And the fortunate thing that's happening to us is that we are on the right. Tayo ang tama eh. Tayo ang sinasabi ni Justice Carpio. We have the law on our side. We have international law. Marami tayo pa, kung kinakailangan pa magdemanda, continue and press it hard. Yes, we should do that. Huwag tayo, makaka-lucky punch din tayo. Mapapabagsak natin yan ng
I agree, Sec. Orly. Stay the course and keep strong. Sec. Orly, I'd like to take this opportunity, cambio muna tayo a little kasi medyo umiinit na ang political arena. Malapit na po ang filing of Certificate of Candidacies. Lumalapit na po ang eleksyon. Now, this last few weeks of movement, ano po ang nakikita niyong mga possible na mangyari sa eleksyon? We have Senator Bam Aquino, former Senator Bam Aquino leaving the Liberal Party officially and forming his own party. We have yung latest, yung kay Tito Soto, joining yung Grand Coalition.
Sa akin naman, regardless of what parties, whether you want to play the role of a fiscalizer or watch the government, importante sa demokrasya yan. But pagdating ng mga issue ng international relations natin and to protect our own resources, especially maritime resources, dapat ay nagkakaisa tayo rito. Dito hindi na importante yung anong partido o kung sino ano. Isa lang na yung mga pinag-aawayan natin sa noong nakaraan, isa-isang tabi natin yan. Kung hindi ang mawawala sa atin, napakalaki ng maritime resources and talagang it will be the victory of brute strength over reason. And we cannot allow that to happen. And we are on the right. We have the moral ascendancy to be able to do it. But let us not think small.
Yes,
Let us not, mahirap yung defeatist eh. Hindi natin kaya yan. O ano tayo, kahit isang mamamatay na Pilipino, hindi dapat mangyari. Mamamatay yung mga anak, mga apo natin, kaapu-apuhan natin sa gutom dahil sa pinabayaan natin na ang China ma-occupy yung kanilang 10 dash line o 9 dash line. Hindi ko lang kung ilang dash line na yung ginagawa. Ano lang only because they're strong.
Yeah.
But we are not that weak when you come to think of it. Hindi naman tayo lalaban ng mano-mano isa-isa. Kung mga kung malaki kalaban natin, sa martial arts tinuturo, you should know the weak points of your enemy and be creative in fighting them.
Finally, Sec Orly, no, I'd like to just emphasize on what you're saying. No, correct me if I'm wrong. You're saying the key here is consistency, and regardless kung sino ang manalo sa mga candidates natin, whether it's the opposition or the pro-admin, as long as they all take the same stance with regards to foreign policy, we'll be okay.
You cannot take any other stand.
Yes.
When you swear to uphold the Constitution as a senator, or even as an ordinary kagawad in the barangay, etc., you're swearing to protect the country's resources and the country's territory. That's your job, or else don't enter the government.
All right.
All right, interesting. Always interesting to talk to former Senator Orly Mercado. We hope, Sec, to have you soon again on the show.
It's
Baka
always a
pwede
pleasure
live,
to talk
sa
to the
studio.
Castros. Every time, binabanggit sa akin, naku, naalala ko, ay, si Boy, si Dalgi, and our young days.
You're still young, sir. Okay, maraming salamat po,
Maraming
former Senator and Defense Secretary Orly Mercado. Okay, maganda yung mga insights niya.
Yeah.
We may not have
Take the
the might
stand.
of the military compared to
The
China.
law is with us.
The law
Diba?
is with
Tayo
us.
yung tama
But all in all kasi, ang nagiging key kasi sa admin nito, the way they handle the foreign, yung West Philippine Sea, is consistency.
Yes.
We were consistent enough na yung presence na sinasabi ni former Senator and Secretary Orly Mercado, yung presence na natin in that area, kahit wina-water cannon tayo, kahit ang lalaki ng barko nila, you
We're
can
still
see us,
there.
we're still
Oo.
persistent in doing this. So maybe China sees na yung response nila water cannon is not enough. So now they're ramping it up by saying, sige, tuloy nyo pa yan, i-detain ka namin. Kung tuloy-tuloy
Sinasabi
pa-
ko nga kanina, di ba, dahil nga hindi yan po pwede, yung ginagawa nila is against the UNCLOS. Diba?
they don't
makakalaban din nila yung
But they
dyan,
don't
other
recognize
claimants.
naman the UNCLOS.
Hindi, kaya nga, makakalaban nila
Ang
other
key
claimants.
dito,
Isipin mo, kukulong sila ng Vietnamese, ng mga Indonesian, lumampas sa territory.
So we have to see that. Because kung tayo lang pinagdiskitan nila,
Unless,
makikita mo na...
tingnan natin yung mismong
selective.
resolution nila, di ba, yung guidelines nila, is it only for the Philippines or others? Pero sabi nila foreign, di ba? Pero let's see, tingnan natin.